So I was watching Boys Planet, and now I think it's time to share my thoughts. Commenting on different YouTube videos about what they think about the whole Boys Planet situation, evil editing thing, I think it's finally time to unveil what I think. So let's talk about the good things. Let's start positive today. What do I like about Boys Planet? Not a lot, but basically what I like is that the teammates. I love the trainees. Even though they're always put into this competitive environment, K team, G team kind of thing, they're always like so fun loving and harmonious with each other. It's so fun to watch that. And I also like how each of them help each other, and it's fun to see members who are not well performing at certain stages and they get better throughout the show, which is also fun to see. So today I'm going to show you two of the instances of the good situations where I see this teammate thing coming through, which is from the same team, but it really doesn't matter, but you guys are going to see. So let's go.
한유진.
네.
네가 파트가 있었나?
네.
개인 파트가 있었어?
네.
어디야 거기?
이제 번판으로 파래.
저는 많이 눈에 들어와요. 유진이가 좀 잘해서 칭찬을 받게 하고 싶어요. 그게 그냥 제 목표가 됐어요.
근데 동선 수정 하나만 하시면
진짜? 좋아요.
유진이가 이거 할때 이제부터 정신 차려.
좋다.
이렇게 수정.
이렇게 다시 해볼게요.
이렇게 수정하는 걸로.
유진아, 웃어. 너무 좋아요.
계속 자신감이 엄청 오르고 있고 형들이 많이 도와줘서 잘 버티고 멋있게 만들고 있는 것 같아요.
So basically what happened here was pretty evident. Eugen was told by the Planet Masters that his spot was not that noticeable, and his teammates took initiative and they were like, hey, let's change the formation so that your part can stand out more. What I love about this situation was the teammates, they could have literally just said, hey, just put a little bit more energy into your part, just sing a little better, it's all good, don't worry about it. They could have literally just said that, but they were like, hey, there's an issue, let's fix it. So I love the teamwork they're showing in this group, which is one of the reasons I think that they won. Not saying that this is the only group that shows teamwork, because I think most of the teamwork shown by other members will not be like broadcasted, because they're trying to push some members, but we'll talk about that a little later. But this is what I wanted to say about this situation. And now moving on to the Min Song situation. Now, we hear them screaming a name, Min Song. Who is Min Song? Min Song is a member who was seen in the front rapping while they scream Min Song, which is basically his name. So anyway, why are they doing this? So Min Song was a member in this team that was ranked the lowest after episode 2. So to attract attention to him and his talent, the team members just decided to scream his name during the performance, which was actually really, really sweet. And even now I feel so guilty that Min got eliminated, because this dude is literally pouring talent. And one thing, I actually am guilty for this, like I also forgot about him for the show because there were so many more exciting parts, and they didn't even give him that much screen time, bro. He's the sweetest little person that I've seen. Even in Eugen's issue, he was one of the persons who actually suggested they change the formation along with Jungkook, which is so sweet to see. And another instance was recently, now they released the competition for the best couple, and in that competition we see Haruto being lifted up by Hanbin, right? And when Haruto was sweating, it was Min Song who was collecting Haruto's sweat in his hand. I'll put a clip if I can, but it was just so sweet to see all of this love, and I feel so guilty that he is now eliminated. Sorry, Min Song. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to point out how cute this moment was, but now I feel all guilty. But for me, that's where the advantages end. Now we're gonna talk about the things that I don't really like about this show, which is gonna take up most of the video. So we're gonna talk about two main instances of evil editing, which we're gonna talk about the Camden Chinese Christian conflict thing that's gonna happen, and we're also going to talk about the Lidar issue, which is coming right up. So basically, the issue surrounding this clip was Camden being frustrated, not being able to communicate to the other Chinese speaking members. Camden not being able to speak Chinese was felt, not a part of the team. He felt frustrated, he felt confused. But alas, this is the storyline that Mnet wanted to convey. Now, why aren't people convinced that this is the actual situation? Let's dig deeper. So the first clip tells us that they're choosing a leader. But if we look into Camden's shirt, we see that he's actually already has the leader badge already stuck to his shirt. So the editing is really choppy. This is one of the reasons why people don't really believe this storyline to be true. So here, they're saying they're picking a leader, but Camden already has the leader badge, and then we move forward to now see another trainee put the leader badge on Camden. So instances like these really doesn't make sense, which is why people are believing that this is actually an instance of evil editing. Moving along, later we see Camden crying over frustration of not being able to communicate well with his teammates. This clip later unveils the fact that this is in fact an evidence of evil editing. We see that Camden is not wearing the earring. While he's crying, he's seen wearing an earring, but while he's saying this is frustrating, he does not wear an earring. Hence, this choppy editing and such small details that were spotted by netizens resulted in everyone being able to understand that this whole situation was indeed an instance of evil editing. Later, we see Camden referring to the whole encounter as frustrating. Now, what do we really think happened in this situation? We believe that Christian, being an English-speaking member and also a Chinese-speaking member, was able to communicate to the other Chinese members what Camden was saying in English. So this storyline is actually a little bit more believable than the storyline that Mnet wanted to convey. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the Lidar situation, which is actually kind of funny that the producers actually went out of their way to edit Lidar so that they can get him out of the top 9. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
근데 정말 욕심은 생긴 것 같아요. 파트를 하고 싶다는. 랩이 어쨌든 그 길게 가져가면서 중심을 잡아줘서 아까 다이어리만 괜찮으면은 초반부가 되게 중요하잖아. 그랬을 때 얘가 어쨌든 가진 게 있으니까 해서 분위기를 좀 이어가주면은. 근데 정말 민폐인 건 아는데 제가 여기서 래퍼 2로 바꾸면 여러분들을 뽑은 이유도 없을 것 같고 제가 뽑은 팀인데 전우석 연습생, 정희찬 연습생, 이승환, 임준서 연습생. 저에게 감사한 분들로 뽑았습니다. 저를 정말 많이 알려주시기도 하고 너무 감사하신 분들이지만 제 파트라도 잘 가져가서 제가 지금 이 실수한 부분에 대해서 열심히 해서 성과를 낸다면 이기적인 생각이지만 저를 위한 발전이 아닌가 싶기도 하고. 네,
Okay, so as you all just saw, why do I believe this context was actually evil editing Lidar? So number 1, Mans actually showed up in the top 9 with this talent. Like, I'm not saying he's talentless, no. I think with a little bit more training and a couple more years, he can be an actual asset to a K-pop team. Right now, I don't think so. I think he needs to take time off. I don't know who y'all are who are voting for him. I don't know if you're trying to troll. I don't know what y'all are trying to do, but he is not that good to be in the 13th position. Anyway, so I'm not a rooter for Lidar, but right now I think he is being evil edited because of some reasons, and one of them being him being in the top 9, and the producers were shook. I was shook, bro. I was shook, the producers were shook, and the producers were like, we have to do something. This dude cannot be in the top 9. And they decide to evil edit him, and well, I guess it worked because now he's in the 13th position, but I still don't think he should be in the 13th. Anyway, so that's that. And I was looking for like other conspiracies that, you know, this story might have led to, and I found one which is actually from a more reliable source, or I believe it to be reliable, and I will share that with you right now. So basically, a couple of friends of Litar was actually kind of worried for him and took it to Twitter and actually discussed the whole situation. They talked about how Litar didn't actually say those things in the context that the producers of the show used it, and they actually pulled out the whole conversation and how everything went down. So let's look into that a little bit. So the friends are defending the fact that he actually said that he's slow at memorizing, and if he changes his part right now, it's going to take him longer to learn the new choreo, and since he was the one who picked these people, his teammates, he wanted to be the responsible one. And if he now takes up the new position, sub-rapper 2, and give up his own position that he already had, then I don't think that there was a reason in picking you guys. That's what he said. And what he means by that is then he's going to let everyone down and they're not going to be able to put a good performance. This was a translated conversation, so that's why some instances might be a little different, but basically at the core this is what it means. So that's the end of all the tea discussed by netizens about this show, Boys Planet. And now I'm going to talk about my issue with the show. I'm going to let the whole K-Team G-Team thing go for a second and literally just talk about my issue with this whole show. That people are just like benefiting over beauty privilege. Yes, I'm going to say it. It's not the trainees issue. I don't think it's the trainees. I think it's us, people who are rooting for these trainees. Some people are like, please vote for him. Like, he's so cute and his personality is amazing. They're supposed to be idols. And what do idols do? They sing. They're singers. If that person has no talent for singing, why the fudge is she showing up in top 9? Yo, I'm not just talking about Litar. There's so many other people that, like, literally so many, like, audiences or, like, people who watch this show are like, please vote for him, he's so sweet, he's so good looking, like, oh my god. I agree to some of the facts. These people are extremely good looking, but do I think they deserve to be in the top 9 out of 93 contestants just for their looks on a singing show? Not really. So I'm gonna end up there. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys have fun and got to know a little bit more about Boys Planet. The show is actually really interesting. Even though it has a lot of manipulation, it is fun to watch, and to make your own idol group, that concept is fun. So if it's your first time ever hearing of the show, don't be overwhelmed. The show is still really fun to watch, and you get to vote every single day, and you see the votings change, and it's a little exhilarating. If you're watching this show after it's aired, I think it's still fun to watch because you can see normal trainees perform songs of big groups and see how they would actually take on the performance and see their progress throughout the show, which is also really fun. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Take care and bye!